Good morning, Brooke from How Organics. I was about to start to prepare this raised beds in my garden, and I've noticed that there's a lot of comfrey and nettle. So I just thought maybe we do a video on making nettle tea, comfrey and nettle tea. So I have this comfrey plant. It's quite invasive, but it is very rich in nutrients. It has deep roots and it brings out nutrients, especially potassium from deep, and provides to plants. So it's a very nice type of bush to create your own fertilizer at your house, especially for tomatoes and some for leaves as well. It's a good source of nitrogen and potassium. And but it's quite invasive. I think the past few years I let it go to seed, so the seeds have been dropped and all the area is covered in comfreys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig them out, some of them, and pot them, and some of them I'll just give them a cut and make a nettle tea, and we'll do that. And you can cut it 3 to 4 times a year, and but you might not need that much liquid fertilizer. So another thing I do usually is give it to my fruit plants. So I just chop and drop it under fruit trees, and it gives them good nutrition for them. And the other one is nettle as well. Nettle is also the same. You can make a good fertilizer out of nettle, and it is very beneficial. So it's always advised to use gloves when you do this, because they can't sting you. Comfrey doesn't sting that much, but still have some kind of irritation to your skin. I'm just gonna get that and chop that. So that's it. I cut some nettle as well, so I need to be very careful with nettle. And it has to be, when you do nettles for your tea, you have to cut it before it sets seed. That's very important, because the seeds, you might spread the seeds on your plants. Now we have harvested some comfrey and some nettle from the bed there. So let's see how we're gonna make. So all you need is some nettle, some comfrey, and a bucket with a lid, and just water to top it up. So there's no specific rule of what to mix or how much of it. So if you have enough, you do half of it, 50-50. And another thing is, you only need a small amount of tea for the year to use if you're using it within your house. So you don't need to make a big batch to use, because you have to dilute it when you use it. So just keeping those in mind. So a smaller bucket like this would be enough for you. So once what we're going to do is we're going to chop them into the bucket. We just mix them up, and then we just fill it with water and put a lid on and leave it for 2 to 3 weeks to ferment and to dissolve. And then we can strain it, and we can use the liquid as fertilizer, mixing it with water, because it's quite rich and strong. So here's a comfrey. I'm just gonna do just a rough chopping. You don't need just so that it fits to the bucket. You don't need to complicate things. And also your nettle, be careful not to be stung by nettle. And then you fill it up to the top as much as you can. Water, roots, soil, roots, they're all right. It's just part of the thing. Yeah. Just make sure you avoid the seeds if your nettle is at seeding stage. Okay, and then you just pick your water and you just fill it up until you cover the whole until every part of the leaf is submerged in the water. Hi, I am back with Nettle and comfrey tea we started a while ago. It's been brewing just in a corner in the garden, and I think it's time to open it. Probably it's 3-4 weeks is enough for it to be ready. And I have opened it a bit earlier, and the smell was just out of this world. And now I'm gonna use gloves if it touches, and I need to also be very careful not to touch my clothes because the smell doesn't go away easily. So all the material has broken down. Now we had comfrey and nettle mix 50-50% in here, and now it is ready to be used. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the liquid off just gently and put it in this container so that I can use it from time to time. And the rest of the material I can dump it in a corner somewhere or on a compost bin. It's nice for starting compost. So this is going to be high in nitrogen because of the nettles and high in potassium because of the comfrey. So I'm going to do that and get a bit of fertilizer for me. So it is good for my tomatoes as well as also for some of the leafy plants. And we're gonna dilute it to 20:1 ratio with water before we feed it to our plants. And we don't feed it every week or so. Normally my tomatoes, I feed them, if they are on a pot, I feed them twice or every other week within 14 days time. So I'm going to go and try to take a bit off and store. So as you can see, I got a whole bottle of comfrey and nettle tea. So I have another one and I'm going to fill it up as well. So there's still more in there, and I'm going to take the rest and dump it on a compost pile somewhere to help with composting, and it will break down. So thank you very much for watching. If you're making this at home and trying it, or if you have tried it before, let's have a chat about it, and let's just get the conversations going. Thank you.